Hello, McKay. Welcome to lesson 2. I hope that everything's been going okay since you finally were able to access the video. So sorry that was such a struggle. I hope this week it works out more easily now that we've kind of figured out what will in fact work. So anyway, happy day to you. I hope your social distancing is not too bad of a drag. Okay, we're going to start today with our lesson book. All right, and we're going to go ahead and continue working on Alouetta this week. Now, it's possible that you're already completely finished. Without our normal lessons, of course, I don't know. But we're going to review it, and then we're also going to add to it page 3 in technique, which we'll talk about in a minute. We're going to create a long song between our technique and Alouetta today. They go very nicely together, and it allows us to play something a little longer. So, in case you're not finished with this song, what I'm going to do right now is practice little segments with you and have you pause the video at various points so that you can play through what I've shown you to practice, okay? So starting at the very beginning, and again, this may be repeat, you may already know it and feel comfortable, and if so, then you can move past this and move on to technique for now. But anyhow, I'm going to go back. I know I went through this in the last video, but I don't recall if I went through various sections or not. So that's what we're gonna focus on. So assuming that you've looked at it from the beginning already, I'm going to do it with just the right hand and then the left hand, and I'm going to play the first line and the first measure of the second line, okay? So if we're sitting down, of course, we're going to play and practice our right hand first. So here we go. Ready, and. I did just finish with my thumb, of course, on that note, which is the left hand thumb, just to complete the sentence as you may say it that way. But anyway, okay, so you've probably already got that fully learned and doing a good job with it. So pause the music, however, if you don't, pause the video if you don't have it learned yet. Just practice that section. That's our first section, our first practice area. Go over it several times till you feel like, yep, got it, and then come back and let's go over the left hand. Okay, here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now soft. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Pause the video if you need to in order to practice that hand separately as well. And then we'll come back and put them together. Okay. Ready, and 2. So that is your first practice area that you're doing. And I'm going to keep saying this, but unless you're already complete, right? And you got the song done. All right, the second area is going to start with, let me point it out to you. Second practice area will be this middle measure on the second line all the way through these accented notes, okay? Now, because they are playing starting right here, left hand by itself and then right hand by itself and back and forth, and then we're playing the same notes together, I'm only going to play it through hands together because I don't think we need necessarily to try it separately, but you can work with doing different speeds. So again, if you haven't learned this yet, start slow and then work your way up more to where you can play it allegro, which is the way it's written. All right, so we also have a crescendo and then a decrescendo. I'm going to play it with the dynamics, okay? So I'm starting out soft, starts in the left hand, and gets quieter, loud, and now accents, right? So that's the second section of the piece. So if needed, pause, practice through that till you're comfortable. Now the final section, the great part is, you already know it, of course. It is the same as is the beginning. So once you've practiced the beginning line and a half, you've got the last line and a half. So we are good at that point, and just like I did last week, I believe anyway, I'm going to play it all the way through now so you can hear it again with the dynamics. And it's a great idea once you feel like you've got the piece really good to try playing it along with me as well, just to keep the tempo in sync and going. And so it makes you not allow yourself to kind of pause in between measures and such. Okay? All right, I'll count it out from giving us a measure of counts before so you know when to start. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, there's the full piece. Now let's talk about technique book and what we're going to do on technique and how we're going to add it. So technique book, page 3, C and D. Notice it already is in the name, Alouetta. Not down here, busy, busy, busy bird, but Alouetta is speaking about a bird. So again, it really goes nicely together. All right, let's notice a few things about C here. First, we're going back and forth between the left hand and the right hand. Now, we play left, we play right, and then notice each time after we've played the note, there is a rest. So don't hang on to the note, but make sure you have the rest so that they pop off, okay? We're loud through the first 2 measures, we're soft, and then we're loud again, and then we're soft. We do have a repeat sign. Notice when we're playing it just as our technique book, one moment. When you're playing it just as your technique book, you will take the repeat, and the second time through you do what it says right up here, which is second time you play both hands together an octave higher, which is that 8VA, okay? It also says, and this is just again only applying to technique, not when we end up playing it with our Alouetta in lesson book, but it says to start out by playing it andante, and as the week progresses, see how fast and you can get it, making sure it's all in the same rhythm and there's not a slow, fast part, okay? All right, so let's listen. And then I'm going to play the first line. I'll go slow, so I'll play it nice and andante, which is a walking tempo. And then after I play that first line, you pause the video and you practice that first line a couple of times, okay? Up in C position. Again, we're going to watch out for those rests and keep things smooth because we've got lots of slurs. Ready, slow. Okay, that's our first line. Simple enough. And not only that, but the second line is almost exactly the same. The only difference is on the last measure, okay? All right, let me give you another suggestion, and I should have thought to say this before. Before you listen to me play C, hello, hello, gentle Alouetta, try sight reading it yourself, at least just the first line. That's really good for you to do, and it's what we would do if we were in lessons here together. So sight read it on your own first. It's okay if you make mistakes. And then listen to the recording, and then you can practice along with the recording. All right, now I'm going to play. You're going to sight read this first. Haha, yeah. Last measure. You sight read the last measure of C. And after you do so, then you can listen. So you pause it, come back, and now you can hear me play this last measure. It goes like this. Okay, it's just like the end of the Alouetta song in the other book. Okay, and the only difference is that we have a major second right there with our 1 and 2, and then a major third, of course, to end. All right, let me play that whole piece. You try playing it before you listen. Here we go. Ready, and. Quiet. The next thing you're going to practice when you're feeling really comfortable, like you've got that piece and hopefully you have it around that speed. If it's a little slower, that's okay. The next thing you're going to do is just practice moving your hands from this C position up to this C position. Just going back and forth several times. And you can do this a couple times each day. The more we do it, the more our hands automatically go, and then pretty soon we can look up at our music and our hands can go there without having to look down at our hands to guide them. Another way to do it is to go back to your regular C position and then go up there as fast as you can. Hold it and come back. Go as fast as you can, hold it, come back. And again, try practicing it without looking at your hands. Okay? All right, when you've got C completed, then on a different day, let's get busy with D. All right, D has a lot of eighth notes going up and down, and a great practice for our dynamics because we are going loud down to soft, loud, soft. And I really want you to work on that so that you get that variation. And likewise, again, the second time when you take the repeat, you will go that same octave higher. And so you will have practiced that already as well. All right, so you put your music up on the piano and try sight reading through the first line, okay? And when you're done, then push play on the video again and you can listen to me play. All right, here we are, starting out soft. I'll go on Dante again, slower walking tempo. Here we go. Ready and... We've got that pause, or it's called, the real name for it right here at the end on top of our note is called a fermata. Sometimes we just call it a pause for short. Some people call it a bird's eye. But anyway, it just means, if you haven't seen it yet, to hold this even longer than it's actually written. It's a half note, of course. You're going to hold it about 2-ish extra counts, okay? All right. Now, let me play this as if it were allegro, because this is a good one to try to speed up on, and that will be a great practice for you as well as the week progresses, okay? So if you were to play this quickly, it would sound like this. And again, try and get it approximately to this speed during the week, but I'm still going to use the dynamics. Here we go. And as you know, when you're practicing it just as technique, of course, you'll move up and play it an octave higher, right? Okay, now comes the fun part. So you've worked a couple of days getting Alouetta completed and working on C and D here to get them very comfortable. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to combine them into one long song. And there are different ways that that can be done. Our options are several, which is fun. Okay. This is one suggestion, and I'm going to play it for you so you can hear how it goes. First, if I can just figure out how to hold this carefully. All right, the first idea would be to come and start here with Alouetta. So notice I've got both books together. And you're going to play along. I'll just kind of sing the song so you can see what it would be like if we did it like this. We could go bum 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 ba da 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 da. Then come over here to this one and start right in. We're not going to pause. It's as if it's one fluid song. Da 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 da. And then you finish that second line. And then you would come over to here and do something. Oh, you know what? Let's change it. Here's my next idea. Then you just go straight into this one. Da 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 da. And then play the second line and ending with da 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 da. And then come over here and play your accent notes. So that basically replaced what was in the middle lines here. And then you come over bum 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 ba da dum bum, right? And you'd finish that off. So there's one idea. Try it that way. Here is the next idea. Start from the beginning of Alouette again. Play along when you finish this first measure on the second line. Instead, come down here. So we're gonna skip this middle stuff. Come here and play this one first. Da 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 da. And then you can choose. You could go on and finish this, or you could right here go right up to this one. Da 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 da. You could finish it or not, or you could even go to the next octave higher right here for this second line and just play around doing that. Likewise, then coming back here, bum 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 da 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 da, and then retard here on your ending, da 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 da, and hold it out a little longer. So fiddle around with it. Try several different things. Come up with what you like, and now you've got a little bit of a longer song. Okay. All right. Let me set that aside. And let's take a moment now and look at, let's see, we're going to do 5 finger positions. All right, so hopefully you were able to get this copied, downloaded and copied. And you may have had the chance to begin working on C, which is number 1, and G, which is number 2. These are basic keys that you've already played in many times, so this is easy peasy for you. But what we're doing is we are starting with a key that has no sharps, no flats, which of course is C major. Then we're moving to a key that has 1 sharp, which is G major. And then today we are going to add D to that. And it's not on the same page. This one was not created in this same way. So you turn the page and you'll get D major on page 3, and it has 2 sharps. All right, so this is going around what's called the circle of fifths. And it starts up at the top of the circle at 12 o'clock with key of C, no sharps or flats. And then it moves like to 1, I don't remember if well, there are 12, so it would actually literally be to 1 o'clock. Then it's the key of G with 1 sharp. And then you move to 2 o'clock, and it's the key of D with 2 sharps. And then we'll move to 3 o'clock next week. The clock is obviously not meant to be literally a real clock. Just showing you what we do. And in fact, just for your interest's sake, and because this will make it make a little more sense to you, I believe I have a circle of fifths here with me, so I can show you visually what I'm referring to. It's just, this is music theory. Here we go. All right, see if I can get it in focus. That is the circle of fifths with key signatures. So you can see there's your key C, major key. At the top, no sharps or flats. Then G has 1 sharp. That's so itty bitty, but there's a little F sharp. And then on to D, which we'll work on today, itty bitty, but we've got 2 sharps. And the sharps always follow the order. Once we have F sharp, which is in the key of G, we will always have F sharp first. So that's our first sharp here for the key of D. The next one is C. Just so you know, once we go to A, and there's now 3 sharps, we still have F sharp first, C sharp first, second, and now we add a G sharp next. Down here is the order of the sharps. Flats go backwards. They're on the other side, making their way up from 6 to 12 on the clock. So F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Every time we add another sharp to a key, that is what happens. We're just adding one from exactly this order, okay? And I believe we spoke last week about how if we the way we're choosing to play these is by doing C, and then we go to the 5th of C. That's why it's called the circle of fifths, and that's G. So now we play the G major key, and then we go to that 5th, and now we added the F sharp and C sharp, though you won't see them both within here. And then next week we'll go to that 5th, and we'll play the key of A. So there's a little theory lesson for you, okay? All right, so C, G, and D for today. Now, what I want is for you to get comfortable enough with these. These are warm-ups, so these are great to do every day just before you start playing through the rest of your lesson, okay? When you're very comfortable with C, in this case, with C, G, and then D, you're going to use them all in a row together. Take the repeats that it says, and then don't pause in between. Go straight to the next one. So after you've got them down, this is what it would sound like. Okay, I didn't take the repeats, but that's still the idea. All right, in order to get to that speed, let's show you a couple of things. Obviously, you're going to start out softer, right? You're also going to do that same thing that we suggested for your last piece of music when you're moving between octaves. You're going to move from C to G, C to G several times till you're comfortable. Notice, again, you're just aiming for where your fifth finger in the right hand is or where your thumb is in the left hand. So that gives you a target, a goal to look for. Then you're just moving up. And again, that third finger in the case of D is going to be on an F sharp. And you've played in that key in your last books, okay? So that will help. All right, so when you begin, in fact, now's a great time. Pause the music and you play through that first one of C, if you haven't already got it down from last week, and go a little bit slower as needed until you have that good speed. Here's a great speed to start with. And then you'll continue on. All right, let us now look at our recital book. Okay, how is Fiesta coming? Have you had a good experience with it so far? This one is a little bit longer, of course, so it may take you, I've kind of expected that it would take you through this week to finish. Now, if that's not the case, good for you. That's awesome. But like I say, that's kind of my assumption. So let's talk one more week about how it goes and things to watch for, even though, yes, this was in the video last week as well. But let's point them out again. We've got all these pedal markings. Okay. And we also have, as we play along, then we hit this part, which is going to take a repeat. We go to there, and then we don't play this first ending on the second time. We go and take the second ending at the top, and we keep going. Then we play through here. We take this first ending, take that repeat, come here, don't play this one, that's the first ending, come to the second ending, and then of course we play to the end of the piece. Just another reminder, the left hand goes an octave lower on this last two measures, right? And we have a bunch of different dynamics in that, right? Okay, so let me just play briefly in a few little sections for you in case you're still working on this one. I'll divide it up for you. I'm going to play a section and then I want you to pause and go practice that section. You may do one section a day, you may do the whole piece in a day. That part you can figure out on your own, but that is a great way to do it. All right, so our first section, I'm up in the wrong spot. Our thumbs, thumbs are sharing D, okay? All right, so pedal plays at the very beginning, right? If you haven't tried that yet, let's do so. And let's just play it with a C and come off. So we're going to hold that C in the left hand for 3 counts and then lift the pedal. Now I'll count. 1, 2, 3, off. Again. 1, 2, 3, off. All right? So make sure you're feeling really comfortable with that pedal doing that. Now, a little harder to see right here. I'm going to scoot my foot up just so you can kind of focus on that. When I play the pedal, my heel does not come off the ground. It stays on. Just my toes push down the pedal and they lift up. Now, hear that noise I'm making? We want to try to avoid that. I was kind of over exaggerating, but we just have to push down lightly and lift so we don't get that big loud snapping sound. So practice that as well. without any music, up and down. Okay, now let me go back and play it softly with the C again. Second finger on C. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to play slowly through the first line and the first 3 measures of the second line. So that's section 1 to practice. Okay. And I'll take it slow. Oops, for some reason, my mind just thought to staccato that even though I know the pedal is right there. So let me do that again. Okay, that's section 1. Will you go and practice that if you need to and get comfortable with that and then come back? Now it may help to play one hand at a time. Just focus on the left hand. Pedal up. Notice, by the way, that my pedal comes up right when I hit the next note of the note of the measure. Watch this, watch the foot. Okay, all right, so get that section, and then let's take the next section, which will just be between the 2 repeat signs on the first page. All right, okay, if we're doing hands separately, let's just start with our right hand. No pedal markings here. We don't need to move our foot back and forth, though, on and off the pedal. We just kind of leave it there, perched, sitting on top, but not playing it down, and that's what we do, okay? All right, staccato to start. Right hand I was going to do. That's right. Ready, and. Rest. Rest. Okay, so again, if needed, please pause. And practice that before you come back and work on the left hand, which is super simple. Once you get the left hand, remember you're sharing D with our thumbs, then you can quickly put it together with your right hand. We just have these 2 chords, don't we? It's a 4th, because those are 4 notes apart. 5th finger, 2nd finger on G and C, and then our 3rd, G and B. So a 4th, to a 3rd. Okay, now let me play both parts. Here we go. Ready, and. Okay, and then of course you'd have the repeat. So that is your second section. Then you're going to go to the top of page 3, and starting with the second ending, which is the 2 with the little, let me draw that lower, 2 with the bracket up over the top, an unfinished bracket. Then you have no flat, right? You're just coming back to a regular natural E, okay? So it's just like the beginning of the piece. Now we're getting quieter. Okay, and now this part is just like, well, not exactly, a little bit. A little bit like that first page, second part in between repeats. Okay, so you've already got this whole piece to that point now. Now we're on page 3 between the 2 repeat signs, okay, which starts on the middle of the second line. All right, a little bit different with our right hand. Here is how it will go. Short, short, short. Smooth, short, 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 short. Now staccato, make a difference between those. Notice how, I might have pointed this out last week, but both right here And right here, you've got no staccatos, but they're all the same note, and then these are staccato. Sometimes it's hard not to make these staccato too because you have to lift your hand off the notes in order to play them each time, right? But these you can definitely make more staccato. So will you please do that? All right, now I'm just going to play it together. So again, this is our fourth section of the piece between the two repeat signs. All right. And you know what, something I forgot to say, I try to remember everything for each lesson, but I forget. When you are practicing at home, make sure that you have, if your phone or your computer is able to be near the piano, that's the very best. If it can't, then just go back and forth between the two. But of course, when you're listening to me play, put your music up on the music stand so that while I'm playing and I'm telling you where I'm playing from, your eyes are following along. So you can not only just listen, but you are seeing what it is I'm playing, and your eyes move from note to note while I play, okay? That will help you much more than just listening. Okay, so that middle section together between the repeats on page 3 goes like this. Repeat it, right? Okay, now this is just like the beginning again. These are the last two lines. So I'm going on, got the pedal. I'm on the second ending because I didn't take the repeat. But you know this now. Just fine. Now we're going to get softer. Rest, rest. Okay? All right. Make sure that you've got that piece fully finished sometime during this week. Now, very briefly, we're going to look at page 4 and 5, Toymaker's Dance, because you well may be ready to move on to this. If you're not already, probably during this week you will be. Okay, so when you're first looking, the first thing you're going to do, even before listening to me play it, is you're going to watch what I'm doing right now as we just talk through it, and then you're going to try to sight read right hand here on this first line and then left hand here on this first line before you even hear me play. Gives you a chance to figure it out on your own, which is really good for your studying, okay? Then once you've done that, then you can try playing with me or listening to me play and then yourself playing. All right, we're going to notice again things like staccatos. We're loud, we're smooth here. Same thing here. Then we've got 2 accents in a row. So right hand's going to be a little more powerful than these short notes that are staccato in the left hand. Another accent right here at the end. Then both hands move an octave higher. So that same thing we've practiced between moving from one octave to the other is going to pay off here as well as we move our hands up to this octave. All right, sit down, go through that right hand by itself on that first line a time or two, and then do the same for the left and then come back. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try that right hand, and it's okay if we make mistakes. We're just sight reading, right? So this is how it would sound. Okay, if you came close to that, great. If you needed a little help, well, there's your help. Now pause it and practice through that several times till you're comfortable. Now, the left hand just has a fifth, which is just our C and our G. It has a fourth, which is G and D, another fifth, a second on F and G, and a third on G and E. Okay, I obviously didn't play it with the rhythm, but I did do it, at least we got through the chords. Now, I am going to have you pause and try playing both hands together at a nice slow speed. And then when you've done that, you can try listening. You can listen to me play it and then try it a couple more times, okay? Right now, I'm assuming you've done that. You've paused it. You've done it. Now I'm going to play both the first and the second line, okay? nice, soft. Okay, so there's our movement. So now you can play and practice those 2 lines. Now, a different day of the week, you can come and look and at the last 2 lines or the next part we're going to actually work on. And there's a reason for that. It's because this line right here is already the same as what we've played. So we already know that. And this one is very similar. It's just that it's doing what we did in the right hand. It's now doing it in the left hand, but it's doing it an octave lower. Finally, as we get to this very last measure, the right hand has also gone an octave higher. So we've got low in the left, higher in the right. Not only is it higher, it's actually going to the G position. So it has left C position, which is, by the way, what we're playing in. It's going to G position, okay? So we already know what this sounds like. We've played it before. Let's just start for a moment right here. Take a minute. Find that it's just 1 octave down in the key of C. Find it and try sight reading through to the end there in that left hand, okay? And then come back. All right, now I'm going to play it as well. Okay, so I've moved my hand from the position my left hand was in, and I've gone down to the lower one down here in octave, and it's soft. Whole last part was actually meant to be loud. So left hand's doing that whole part on its own, and the right hand has prepared when it finished on the last second to last line on page 5, right here-ish. Sometime during here, the right hand needs to prepare. It needs to get up here. We don't want to wait till the very last second to get up there. So we were here. Sometime while the left hand's doing its deal, move it up to G. And as we've talked before, you can always practice by just moving back and forth before you even play. This is how this will sound. Well, the right hand, when it does come in, this is all it is. It's G, G, C, and it has a nice accent on that last note. So here is the last line. And they come right off because it's only a quarter note. Okay? All right, that is your lesson for this week. If you want to try and figure out the top 2 lines on page 5, go for it. If not, we are going to work on those next time. Thank you, McKay.